Welcome to another weekend edition of the Box Seat, Perth Racing's previews of racing out of Ascot on Saturday the 17th of April 2021. The rail's at 7 metres, the track will be a good 4, and we do have fine and good conditions for the weekend of racing, which is headed by the WA Sires produce. Race number 1, as always, is for the maidens. It's the budget truck rental maiden over 1100 metres, and we are going to watch the last start effort in second placing of Yardman.
Really goes on back with it. Pyro, Yardman into the corner first, kicks 2 clear. Molly McGee, Trisum is trying to pick up on the outside, but when they went past the 200, Yardman led the way. It's a length and a half in front. Trisum trying valiantly. Yardman clear. Trisum keeps coming. He really is having to lift Yardman. Trisum diving. Trisum on the outside, got the nose in front.
That replay is now 7 weeks ago. It's also at a mile. Yardman's been back to trials and won his 1,000 metre trial quite well, but in slow time and against questionable opposition. He drops all the way back to 1100 metres here. He draws the inside gate, and while he is in my top 4, I actually thought we had a wonderful chance to bet around him here, just in case the 1100 is a touch on the sharp side for him. Pretty keen in race number 1 on Miami City here, coming from a 1,000 metre straight race just 6 days ago at the Pinjarra Park meeting last Sunday. A soft 7 up to a good 4, ran into a very nice filly I think last start in Miss Lavinia. Expect that we'll be talking about her in an Ascot box seat in the next couple of weeks. I think that 1,000 metre form can hold up straight away, and we see Miami City victorious on Saturday. Fingers crossed at least. Race 1, number 1 for me, Miami City. Number 6, Lone Hand Larry, a horse that was formerly with Vaughan Sigley and now with Hayden Ballantyne. Hayden's little stable is starting to show a knack for improving these tried types. Think Mankind, think Special View, hopefully now think Lone Hand Larry. Number 2, Keep It Hush, very consistent. Number 3 in the replay horse Yardman, both around the mark, both finding it a little bit tough to break through. But one of the better bets on the program for me, straight into it, race 1, number 1, Miami City, numbers 1, 6, 2 and 3. Race number 2, Glenroy Chaff handicap for the 3-year-olds over 1,000 metres. This is a really good little race. We'll watch the last start victory of IC Red, IC Red.
Strathmore Rose 4 deep. Island Charm coming 5 wide. There's no run for Giancana. Spice Delight though headed past the 200, a length and a half clear. Down the outside, Island Charm coming off the fence. IC Red, IC Red. It's IC Red, IC Red, and Strathmore Rose Macanto charging, but IC Red wins it. IC Red, IC Red.
Great effort there, IC Red, IC Red. Tracking through the very speedy filly Spice Delight. Getting out and around heels, and from there Mitchell Pateman rode him very well and probably in an identical fashion to what we expect here on paper. I do think he needs to go to another level here, because you throw in Vedette the Star, you throw in stakes winning filly Shantalk, throw in ACROMANTULA as well. This is a white hot Saturday 3-year-old race. It will hold up as a form reference, and there's going to be probably a few different ways you could tip in this. But for me, I had to come back to the class, the proven class of Shantalk, Rusty Stewart's filly. She won a Placid Arc when last in work. She beat Charlton Eddie twice. She beat the older horses. The only time she was beaten in the prep, she ran into Western Empire, Soleil, Kiss on All 4 Cheeks. There's a Breeders' Classic victory. There's a Challenge Stakes victory. There's a Lex Piper, a JC Roberts, a Mel Vista Stakes winner. Everywhere that those horses went after beating home Shantalk, they went so well through all of the Ascot summer and autumn carnival racing. So at her return, number 1 for me in Shantalk. Number 2, IC Red from that replay. I think Mitchell Pateman would ride this horse identically to what he did last start. Sit leaders back, come out and around heels. Number 4, ACROMANTULA. No match for Shantalk at their most recent encounter, but does get significant weight pulls. And number 3, very impressive on debut, Vedette de Star. Very disappointing at Bunbury, but was immediately tipped out. My numbers in race number 2, 1, 2, 4 and 3. Race number 3, Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Autumn Series Heat number 3. It's over 1,200 metres, and we'll roll back 6 days ago to the Pinjarra Park meeting and watch the all-the-way victory of Image Keeper.
Iconic Skill Star lift the outside. She's God to You right in behind the leaders. Then Gibraltar Dancer and Verdandi wider out. Iconic Skill moves up alongside Image Keeper. She's God to You is trying to push up through at the fence at the 200. Image Keeper though is digging deep. Fends off. Iconic Skill Star lift the outside. She's God to You along the inside is trying but still giving his Image Keeper, and Image Keeper goes on to hold She's God to You.
2 from 2 this preparation for Brock Luthwaite, both with William Pike in the saddle, and with Pikey riding over in Victoria on the weekend. It's Mitchell Pateman who has the luxurious pickup ride here on a horse that looks like he's ready to go right through the grades. A maiden winner, and a good strong maiden winner at that, and then he led in replay there on a soft 7, did it well under the 60 kilos and held off the late challenge of She's God to You, a very talented filly of Darren Taylor's. So I do think that can hold up into a Saturday West Speed race here. And from the gate, I thought Mitchell Pateman actually had the option here to hand up on this horse. And I think we might even see a better horse with a sit and with a bit of a smother. You go back to his debut run down at Mount Barker, he was run 7th, maybe even 8th, but he should have won that with his eyes closed. He got back and he was charging until the gap shut on Ben Patterson, and he was held up the entire length of the home straight. Arguably could have been 3 from 3 undefeated. I think he's a nice type in the making this. Image Keeper, number 7 for me in race 3. Number 1, Sir Mambo. I'm completely and utterly put off by that bar plate on the near 4. If it wasn't on, he probably would have been on top on the each way basis. Number 2, Scooter's Machine, much better suited at the 6 furlongs than he was last start. And 6, Pink and Grey, doesn't win out of turn, doesn't do probably his best work at Ascot, but he also doesn't run many bad races at all. My numbers in race number 3, 7, 1, 2 and 6. Race number 4, All Flags, Signs and Banners handicap over 1200 metres. We watched the booming last start win of Miss Kentucky.
He's about to come to the outside as Riverbow cruises to the lead at the 200. Riverbow by a length and a half, State Attorney. Down the outside, Miss Kentucky. Riverbow, though, still in control at the 100. Miss Kentucky is digging in hard. She is flying. She's coming quickly. So's the post. She got there. She delivered in the last.
Miss Kentucky, doesn't really matter how you pronounce her name. This is a mare that we are going to be talking about a lot in the next couple of months. She beat the midweek horses first up at around $1.45. She beat the horses again in a Saturday last start at $1.60. But most importantly, it was the horse that she gunned down there in replay. Roll forward just a couple of races time and we're going to watch the last start victory of Riverbow, where he beat Clairvoyance. Well, it was Riverbow that Miss Kentucky gunned down there in the replay. So the form is super for a race like this. Simon Miller's placing these mares to perfection. I speak of Miss Kentucky, Amacinus, going through the grades, sneaking up, getting in towards the minimum and the bottom end of the weight scale. I think while she rises to 1200 and she does get back and does need luck, that turn of acceleration she's showing is that of a listed or group horse at the moment. So I think she can go right through and clear through this grade and beyond. I think she makes it 3 from 3 this prep. Number 9, Miss Kentucky. Number 1, Nero Dio. If Miss Kentucky wasn't in this race, all of a sudden Nero Dio would be the best bet of the program. But he might just run into a very nice mare here. Goes well fresh, has a turn of foot, has tactical speed as well to take up gate number 1. I think he's a legitimate danger here and a horse that we will follow in the near future. Number 3, CHIX Pick, who was very good first up, no trial, and should only get better second up. Number 7, My DEMI, who's a winner off 7 days and drops 5 or 6 kilos from the effort last week. My numbers in race number 4, 9, 1, 3 and 7. Race number 5, Amelia Park handicap over 2100 metres. This horse has gone to a new level in the last month or so. This is the second victory of Final Chill.
Asymmetric brush together, Asymmetric got onto the wrong leg, Hyperspace joins them quickly, Final Chill keeps coming though down the outside, Crystal Valley further back making ground, Hyperspace, Final Chill, Hyperspace, now Pike takes Final Chill to the lead, it responds, kicks away, Final Chill goes home to win it, Final Chill.
Big book of rides on Saturday for Mitchell Pateman, and this is another big winning chance here. He has Miami City, he has Image Keeper, he has Icy Red, he's got Final Chill, he's got Big Butter Boom later on, so he looks like a lock for the Jockeys Challenge, Mitchie Pateman, but I think here with Final Chill, he's a definite top 1, 2 or 3 chance. I'm going to tip against him purely because I'm expecting him to be the market elect in these staying races, and he does get back and he does do things wrong. but he is proving himself to be a very nice stayer in the making, and Kieran McDonough has him flying. I'm going to go for a little bit of value in the stayers, and that's the way I'm going to approach these middle distance races for the next little while, because they do throw up results from time to time. So I'm going on the each way basis with Unending, who comes from a Class 3 up into a graduation, but she does drop considerably in weight. She's drawn a nice gate, and she's an out and out stayer, this mare, so I think she's about to hit her peak, and I'm tipping her on the each way basis. Number 7, Unending. From 2, Final Chill has all the form on the book. You go back to his run 4 starts ago, he was beaten by Nose Indominus. 3 starts ago, he beat Home Friar Away, who made the form look good on Wednesday. Number 12, in Shake It, a 3-year-old taking on the older horses, who sneaks in on the minimum. And number 1, So Schmick, the winner of last week's Narrogin Cup. My numbers in race number 5, 7, 2, 12 and 1. Race number 6, Crown Towers handicap over 1,000 metres. This is the last start victory of Riverbow.
First into the home turn, led the way, Clairvoyance being asked to go, and then 3/4 Riverbow, who's going better than her at the moment. At the 175, and Riverbow ranges up, goes to Clairvoyance. Plutocracy gets the inside run. Riverbow draws a half a length on Clairvoyance, trying to rally. Platinum Bullet jumping right out of the ground, but Riverbow wins it. Riverbow.
That replay really does speak for itself. We don't need to add a lot to it. He sat 3 wide the trip, no cover. He got the better of Clairvoyance. 7 days later, she went to a fillies and mares race, the Marjorie Charlson. She led them a merry dance, she smashed the clock, and she got nationwide attention with the figures that she returned. So for Riverbow to have sat 3 wide the trip and to have beaten her, I don't see a reason why he couldn't sit 3 deep again from an awkward gate and get the job done. This is a horse that is really on the up and in a purple patch of form. Full of confidence, Bruce Watkins, Jason Whiting with number 5, Riverbow. Number 8, Captain Kink, who did run into Riverbow last start in a race that was won by Miss Kentucky. There's a 2.5 kilo weight swing in favour of Captain Kink, and Jade McNaught should have him in a lovely spot, just poking up in behind the speed, likely to be set by We've Got Dreams, by Zeeble, by Gemma's Son, by Money Matters. There's no shortage of it in this race. Number 4, Plutocracy, who needs the speed on in his races, gets those exact conditions on the weekend. And number 6, the jump and run mare of Michael Lanes in We've Got Dreams. My numbers in race number 6, 5, 8, 4 and 6. Race number 7 is the C Corp handicap at 1,800 metres. When mares hit form, they invariably hold it. This one is a perfect example. This is the 3rd straight win of Miss Marietta.
So's Beret at the top of the straight. Interstate, Grand Randell together. Kia Aura Star just struggling to let down with them. Here comes Miss Marietta and Beret as well right down the outside. Miss Marietta nearing the 100 reached the lead. Beret trying to run her down. Miss Marietta, Pike is willing Beret, but it's Miss Marietta. Miss Marietta wins again from Beret.
I think every time I watch that replay, I just shake my head and wonder how good the ride was of Clint Johnston Porter. Drawn gate 10, I thought this horse would be a little bit vulnerable because she gets back, she needs luck, but all of a sudden she landed 1 out, 3 back in the moving line. It was a wonderful piece of riding in the first furlong or so. Going to need to reproduce it here, CJP, because she's drawn another lemon, barrier 11, maybe 10, maybe even 9 after a couple of early scratchings. She's a definite winning chance the way she's going, but again she's going to need some luck and she gets back. So I'm happy enough to tip with Big Butter Boom from Roy Rogers' yard. 7 weeks between runs at 1,800 metres. Would have been a wonderful training performance if Big Butter Boom had been victorious. He was only beaten by Black Shadow. He gets a 1.5 kilo weight swing on him. He gets the benefit of racing off a fortnight as opposed to that 7-week gap. And with the early scratching of Saucy Jack, I think Mitch Pateman leads. It's another big ride for Mitchy Boy on the weekend. Fingers crossed he does the right thing by the punters. Big Butter Boom for me, number 4 in race 7. Number 2, Our Idol, who was beaten in last week's Narrogin Cup, but she draws gate number 1 and she can track the speed. Number 1, Bonneville Black, has the blinkers going back on, which was the key to his success over winter at Belmont Park. And number 3, our replay horse, Miss Marietta. Hard to knock winning form, hard to knock mares in form, but she will concede most of those horses we've just talked about a head start in running. My numbers in race number 7, 4, 2, 1 and 3. Race number 8 is our feature. It's the WA Sires produce for the 2-year-olds over 1,400 metres. The natural form reference is the Karrakatta Plate, and we'll watch the victory of Export Man and the second placing effort of Liwa.
Waters on the outside though. It's Flying Missile that hits the lead. They went to the 200. Pat's got Sass and Lee were just getting cramped for room, trying to get through the opening. Down the outside, Export Man is coming with a burst. Export Man, Lewa, Pat's got Sass. Here's a ding-dong go in the Karrakatta. They hit it. Oh, it's tight. Export Man.
Karrakatta plate into a sire's produce. It is the obvious form reference here. They do get in very well at set weights here. Neither of them rise in weight. They meet each other on level weights, and all of their rivals who come from alternate form lines, Wednesday 2-year-old racing, Saturday set weights and penalties, provincial maidens, it's very hard to see them turning the tables on these horses that have got listed and group form to their name. So I'm actually going to go with the same exacta from the Karrakatta plate. 1 on top for me, Export Man. He won the Pinjarra Magic Millions. He won the Karrakatta plate. He looks like a 1400 metre miler even, so I think the trip is right up his alley, the 7 furlongs, and Troy Turner can make it back-to-back feature victories on this 2-year-old of Steve Wolf's. Number 1 for me in the sire's produce, Export Man. From 7, Lewa. When you watch that replay, you see her just trying to squeeze in a gap there at about the furlong marker. If you read the steward's report, she copped a bump, she was unbalanced, so if you consider that, she could have won the Karrakatta plate with even luck. Number 11 in KAYMAY, who won on debut. Really was an impressive victory, but we'll get back and concede them both a head start. And number 9, the winner of the Jim Crack Stakes in Hoyan, who simply didn't show up in the Karrakatta plate. My numbers in the feature, 1, 7, 11 and 9. Race number 9 is the Salinger plate over 1400 metres, a 60 plus graduation. And we'll watch the impressive last start victory of Billy Ain't Silly.
Billy Ain't Silly had hit the front from Special View. A length and a half away, then is Indigo Blue and a further 2 behind those then. Over on the outside, Stella Vista, but Billy Ain't Silly dashes clear. It's Billy Ain't Silly clearing out down past the 100. 2.5 in front of Stella Vista. It's all Billy Ain't Silly. It's going to career in. Billy Ain't Silly a length and a half, but did it well.
Name says it all. Billy Ain't Silly. In fact, Billy is very good. We watched that run in replay. He found the front, he was attacked by Special View. He handed up, he popped into the breeze. He put paid to Special View turning for home, and I love the way he let down from about the 300 mark to the 100 metre marker. It was a very short, sharp turn of acceleration for a horse that had done all the bullock work throughout the run. I thought it was the sign of a horse with big things to come, and I think here he beats the older horses. Billy Ain't Silly. In fact, he probably is almost the best bet on the program. 2 options for Lactar Rummeley. He rolls to the top or he sits outside of me and Taz. From either position, he's the horse they need to beat. Number 2, Billy Ain't Silly. Number 3, Amelia's Contraire, who could sit a lot closer from a good gate for Chris Parnham. Up to 1400 looks a positive for her after dropping back to 12 last start. Number 7, Holy Ghost, who draws a really bad gate. This horse is flying and I had to tip him top 4, but I struggle to think of him as a winning chance considering the run he's likely to endure. Same as number 1, Tin Snip, a lot of weight, an awkward barrier, and a horse that in fairness might just be almost on his mark. My numbers in race number 9, 2, 3, 7 and 1. Best bets on Saturday the 17th of April 2021. Bookends for me, race 1, number 1, Miami City, race 9, number 2, Billy Ain't Silly. For all of your events information, all of your restaurant bookings, it's perthracing.com.au.